What is going on, everybody? Hope everyone is having a great day today. So, I have been doing some work on OBS and with some video and transition-y sort of stuff, and I think I've got it pretty much nailed. I mean, for some reason my microphone wasn't getting picked up when I reopened OBS, but in any case, it should be working now. I've got the music all set up and things are looking pretty good. So, yeah, pretty excited about that. So, yeah, I woke up today feeling not great. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's just after dealing with tons of customers that are like, "Oh yeah, I'm sick. I'm just getting over something or whatever." It's like there's only so many germs that your body can take before it's just like, "Hey, by the way, you should probably, be sick for a couple of days." And that sucks because I'm leaving for St. Louis on Friday and I'm just keeping my fingers and toes crossed that I'm not sick in St. Louis. But yeah, my voice is a little bit rough. I'm sorry if I'm going to be like clearing my throat and all that, but let's just get a cough drop. There we go. Hopefully that will help. But yeah, I just woke up today feeling like crap. And I had all these like ambitious plans to do all this stuff today. I did a little coffee talk video with the patrons, which was fine. But my voice was even worse when I first woke up. So that was still pretty rough. Wow. So yeah, like I said, I'm sorry if I'm clearing my throat or if I sound funny, but I'm just kind of dealing with something going on right now. I feel like it's the weather. The weather has been really crappy lately. It's starting to get cold again. We had like a little bit of a warm up briefly, but now it's back to being freezing cold and snowing. We actually got some snow last night, and it might even... No, I don't think it's precipitating right now, but it was snowing this morning. And yeah, I do need some menthol. I don't have any menthol though right now. I don't know what's wrong with me. So, let's see. I'm gonna do some of the normal things, I guess, with the video, with the vloggy style videos. But I just want to show you guys these transitions. Here, I'll just do this one real quick. Ready? Hey, that was pretty cool. I hope that worked. Let's find out. I'm going to just watch the stream for a second and see if that worked. Because if it did, that would be awesome. I really hope it does. I don't know. This is completely untested. Oh, it did work. Oh, it worked. Oh, it worked. Wow. We really got to get our act together on Vape Stew, because if I can figure out how to do video bumpers like that, then Stan should. I love giving Stan crap on my live streams. I don't know what it is. But I've been saying, hey man, we should do like a little video bumper thing where, if for the sponsors or whatever, we could just have a video play instead of us saying the same thing over and over and over again. But anyways, yeah. So that was a little video bumper that I've got set up for all the different segments that I normally would do. So obviously news and updates. I've got hotkeys set up. I feel pretty good about myself right about now. But yeah, I was running into some issues actually with OBS because my file sizes for those videos straight out of After Effects were almost a gigabyte a piece for like that little 4-second video, and I had to reduce that dramatically. Otherwise, it would just like, yeah. And no one wants to see that. So I was able to bring it down to 2 megabytes a clip. Not that you guys care about that. You guys are probably like, yeah, it looks good. Move it along. Anyways, so yeah, I've been doing some work with that this morning. Feeling ambitious today, I guess. Fairly ambitious for the state that I'm in. Let's put it that way. But yeah, I think eventually I want to do some sort of like either scroll across the bottom, or I don't want to say his name, but Nightbot. I'm sure for anyone that's been around for any period of time, do you remember Nightbot and how much of a pain in the ass he was, or it was, I should say. But I always personified Nightbot, and I'm just like, Nightbot, stop it. But in any case, yeah, either something that's like a scroll on the bottom or something like that, where it's just like, hey, subscribe or something like that. I don't know. Just thinking out loud. I don't know what else to say news and updates wise. I like literally, I had, like I said, I was feeling really ambitious a few days ago, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do all this stuff. And now it's just like, now that I'm feeling like crap, it's just like, you just should lay in bed all day and drink lots of fluids. So that went out the window. I think as far as the only thing I have for updates, you know, just basically if you're in the St. Louis area, make sure you check out VMX this coming weekend. I will be there with Corey, aka Poon Sauce McNasty. Demo will be there with his buddies, and we're just gonna go chill out and have a good time. I don't know. I really I'm getting cabin fever here. I haven't been anywhere since August, so I've just been dying to go on a trip. So I'm going to St. Louis just for the hell of it, really. Not even really for anything particular, but Blaz will be there too. Blaz will be there at the Vapor Stockroom booth. So if you're planning on going, make sure you stop by the booth. So yeah, I could have done the stream in bed, covered in no, Kate, moth, no, bad. Anyways, I will give you guys your 15 minutes of fame. I have a shout outs bumper too, so that's what we're gonna do for that. But so yeah. My Chromecast cares. High bit rates make it complain. Interesting. The bit rate's really low on this stream. It's only at 1500, so should be fairly compressed, but better for, you know, slower machines, worse or bad internet connections like mine. My internet connection is pretty bad, but in any case. Oh yeah, Homeboy Steve says it's Illinois, not St. Louis, in case if anyone looks it up for St. Louis. But they call it Vape Mania Expo or Vapor Mania Expo St. Louis. It's in Belleville, Illinois. Yeah, so after that, it's going to be NVE. That is probably going to be the highlight of my year, I think. I think that's going to be the craziest show where every single one of my friends is going to be there. So yeah, that is going to be ridiculous. All of the reviewers are going to be there. All my friends are coming out to just hang out in my neck of the woods, and I'm just excited. I can't wait. Kate Moth will be there. So yeah, after that, it's going to be, I don't think I have anything planned for April just yet. And May is Expo. Early May is Expo. Planning on going back over to the UK just to hang out with my friends over there. And let's see. After that, it's June, I think, is the next one. June is Vape Showcase in Houston, I want to say. Have never been to Houston yet. I'm excited to go. It's finally going back to the original. I've never been to a Vape Showcase Houston show. That's technically the home show for them. Because that's where Brandon is from and all those guys. And that's about all the travel plans I have so far this year. I mean, I'm sure there'll be a few more down the road, but who knows? I'm just going to play it by ear. But I try to get out to like every different part of the country and the world just to see some of you guys. UK Andy says, #Jaeger Chai. Yes, definitely. Awesome. But that's travel plans for this year so far. Someone said earlier something about hats. That's another thing that I was talking about with the patrons today is I'm planning on doing a run of Daily Vape TV hats. Now, that's going to be pretty darn expensive, so I expect every single one of you to buy one, but they will be available on my website when that happens. And yeah, I'm just going to come out with hats. That's going to be a thing, and I'm going to add to my vast collection, as you can see behind me here. I will not be on Savs due to the travel, so still tune in. They're going to do a show, and I've heard I will be replaced for the evening, so they'll have a guest in my place, which is cool. So that's what they're planning. Hopefully we get everything figured out, because OBS is difficult, man. I hate OBS. I say that while I'm streaming from it. It's a great piece of software, but it's just like, here's this platform, figure it out, and everyone just has to mess around with stuff until they figure something that works out. And I mean, luckily right now we're doing pretty good. I think we're doing all right, and I'm learning a lot about it, but I'm also struggling, you know, because working on a Mac is not easy either. This is definitely this OBS is a lot easier for Windows, in my opinion. So yeah, but we'll deal with that as, you know, as we do. So I don't have any first impressions. Unfortunately, I don't have any first impressions. However, you know what? We're going to do things in a little bit different order. I have all my segments and everything in order as I usually do them in the vlog, but I think we're going to mix and match here a little bit. And let's just go ahead and do this real quick. Hey, we're back. So let's just get some shout outs out of the way. I think that should be my first thing for all the people that were here early. So I'm just going to go backwards in chat real quick. We've got Dire Thing, UK Andy, Spike Vapes, Lethal Coils, Dion78, Kate Moth, Jacques Laurent, I hope I pronounced that right, Philly Vape 215, Homeboy Steve 69, LC Builds, Angela Garrity, Vape Boy. We've got Anthony Kingry, I hope I pronounced that right, I'm sorry, Stu Rep, S4S E-Liquids, hi from Mexico, what's up? We had someone else from, let's see, Jacques was from Belgium, so thanks for tuning in all over the world. You guys are awesome. Peanut Checks, that's another one, Bronco Monk, and Minnesota Clouds, Spike Vapes, Kevin K, what's going on, Mike Murray, Carlos Barajas, I'm so bad with last names, I'm sorry. Blaine Thompson was here first, so he wins the prize that is nothing. Sorry, but big shout out to you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I know it's kind of in the middle of the afternoon, and I'm not the most entertaining fellow, but you guys are here anyways, and I appreciate each and every one of you for that. Big, massive shout out to my patrons for sticking with me. I was having a bit of trouble with Patreon, kind of fighting with them over my tiers, and I had to change a few things around, but people are still sticking around with me, so thank you guys, all of my awesome patrons. You guys keep me going, so thank you so much for that. And they're the reason a lot of stuff happens. Like, you know, they're the reason that stickers happen, that hats happen. You know, I tend to use that sort of money for that kind of thing. So, you know, that's really awesome. So thank you, patrons, for that. If you want to sign up for Patreon, you can always do so. Daily Vape, or patreon.com/dailyvapetv. But yes, let's go ahead, and I think we're gonna do a little of this. Hey, and we're back just like that. Man, I'm really digging those transitions, man. I'm a big fan of those little bumpers. Sorry, I'm getting a kick out of it myself. We've got some vape mail to check out. This is the first thing since after the Chinese New Year. And this one's straight from China. China Post. So, I have no idea what this could be. It's square, kind of light. Doesn't rattle. Let's just go ahead and open it. I'm going to get the scissors for this because these plastic ones are always pretty tough. And let's see. Just chomp through it. There we go. Let's see what we got. Oh, it's from Vape. Doop. It is the, what is this, V200 kit? I think that's what it says. Not really sure. I hope my autofocus is working. Looks like it is. Is that the V200? Oh, VX200? I don't know. I'm so bad at this. Well, let's go ahead and open it up and take a look here. I got a blue one apparently. This is the tank part of it. Now, I believe this one is the disposable sub-ohm tank. Yeah. Oh, you get 3 of them. So you get 3 disposable sub-ohm tanks. And it's kind of the same old story with these ones, just like every single other one out there. They're pretty much identical. Just kind of has a few little facets on the outside, like a jewel or a diamond or whatever. So they're a little bit fancier, I suppose, and the airflow adjustment is a tiny bit different. But I am convinced that all of these are made at the same factory. That's my tinfoil hat moment for you guys. And here is the box mod. This is very light. It's a very light box mod. Wow, yeah, this weighs like nothing. It's feather light. And feels like there's nothing to it. Let's just go ahead and put the box off to the side. Now, it's kind of weird because I got a blue-green tank and a charcoal mod. That doesn't sound right. That's so weird. Why would they do that? Why would they send a gunmetal mod? Because there's gunmetal tanks, I mean, according to that. I'm a little bit disappointed that I don't have a matching set now. I mean, it doesn't look terrible. I mean, they match, like gunmetal, and, well, they don't really match, let's be honest. I don't know. What do you guys think? Ta-da! The mod reminds me a lot of the Revenger from Vaporesso. Now, how do you get this thing? Oh, it's a side click button's very plastic. It's plasticky, 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 plastic. Very plasticky. How do you get batteries in this thing? Oh, gotcha. Now, is this 18650? I don't know. Doesn't say. I think it's 18650, so positive up here. Let's just set this thing up. Where's the other battery? Oh my god, I'm losing my mind. Like I said last week, I'm losing my mind. You guys knew this. You knew this all along. All right. What kind of juice do I want to put in there? I only have 2 flavors on me, so not much of a choice there. Let's try the Mox out of this tank, because right now I'm dripping the Mox, so I want to see how it tanks, how it tastes out of a tank. I do like these disposable sub-ohm tanks, obviously minus the fact that they are massively wasteful. But if you're planning on going to a concert or something that you really don't want to take any of your expensive vape gear, that would be a really good option for you. This mod, I will say, feels very cheap, like way cheaper than the Revenger. I feel like it's mostly looks that remind me of the Avenger. Mostly aesthetics. Oh, I shut it off. There's your screen. Very basic information on there. Nothing too fancy. And it's dim. It's a very dim screen. It's not the brightest ever. Let's see. I'm afraid to hit the fire button right now because it's still wicking. You can see all the little bubbles in there going to the top. So it's still wicking itself, but at least it's working. I mean, you can see it happening. So I'm just going to let that soak in for a minute. And that about does it for Vape Mail this week. Nothing too exciting. Everyone's kind of getting back from Chinese New Year, so they're kind of slowly getting their emails out and everything. Sorry, I was reading comments here. So, yeah, that's it for Vape Mail this week. Now I'm going to do this. Hey, and we're back again. Man, I'm going to do that like for the next couple of weeks. I'm going to be like all jazzed about those transitions. What am I vaping on? Well, first things first, we've got the iJoy Shogun kit, or well, mod with the Axial RDA up top there. Really nice looking RDA. Oh, I just noticed. Oh no, I had some schmutz on there. I had some schmutz, but I thought it was a scratch. So there you can see the Axial in all its glory, looking nice on top of there. We've got the Hellbeast drip tip, the drip tip that came with the Hellbeast. Got some coil turd coils in there, and I've got Mox e-liquid. This is a strawberry dragon fruit flavor. It's really good. It's candy, but not too sweet, and I'm digging it. So that's what I've got in there. 0 milligram, of course, because you guys would get on my case if I was vaping nicotine when I said I would be quitting. Next setup is over here. It's the topside dual with the Goat RDA on top. I just rewicked this thing just before the stream started, and I've got some Blasmelon. Focus, camera. Come on, focus, focus. I'm not here. There we go. Blasmelon in there. So that is, of course, 0, as you saw there. Yeah, the flavors do kind of taste a little bit different with 0 compared to 3, but I mean, it's kind of to be expected with that kind of thing. Of course, this thing, rocking that one now, but I haven't even taken my first puff on it, so I'm not even going to talk about it. And perhaps next week I'll give my first impressions. Oh, I was going to say that the Goat RDA review will be out very soon, probably this week sometime. I'm going to get, let's see, I'm going to get 2 videos out this week, Wednesday and Thursday. So that's my plan. 2 more videos this week, and I'm like so close to being completely caught up with nothing else to review. It's not even funny. And that's never happened before. Last little setup I've got here is this guy. Little quit stick, S1 quit stick from Steeped Vape Co. out of the UK. Nice little pen device. Got some Subida in there. We'll talk about that. Not on YouTube. And yeah, nice little starter kind of setup. Reminds me a lot of the Kangertech Subvod. Tiny little coils though. They burn out pretty easily. So if you're planning on taking like a 4 to 5 second puff, think again. 2 to 3 seconds is like max with this little guy. But you could do a direct to lung hit, you could do a mouth to lung hit, you could do a hybrid hit, you could manage all of that just from this one little tiny device. It's top fill, so it's ridiculously easy. Just pour your juice into there. And that's it. That's really all there is to this thing. This is my Subida delivery system. That's what I've been using for the past few days. But yeah, it's good stuff. It's really good stuff. Someone said earlier, maybe not. I thought I read something earlier about me doing an RDA. Don't worry, it's coming. I'm like just bouncing a whole bunch of different ideas off of companies at the moment, just kind of seeing what sticks, basically. And, you know, at least I'm starting to get creative again, because I was just in a deadlock for the longest time, stuck with my original RDA design. And then I finally eventually just gave up on. I'm like, look, I'm not making any progress with this. It's time to go back to the drawing board. But after that, I just started. Now my head is full of ideas. I'm like, well, what if we do this? Well, what if we do this? What if we do this? You know. So I've got a lot of ambitious. That's the word I was looking for. Lots of ambitious designs in my head. But hopefully one day one will be a reality. Wouldn't that be nice? I think this thing is properly wicked. So let's go ahead and just take a puff off of this thing. It's a 0.19 coil, so you can probably rip it about 55. I'm going to start at 55. Yeah, that actually rips pretty good. It's loud as hell. It is really loud. Just like the other ones, I have some of these disposable tanks in my office at the shop, and it's the same exact thing. There's nothing different about it. I'm not sure if you guys can actually hear the turbulence, but I can hear it. It sounds just like something flapping in the breeze, and it just doesn't feel great. It's not the most comfortable vaping experience. Same with this tip up top here. This tip is not great, and it's fixed, so you can't just take the tip out and use your own. But what do you want for a disposable tank, I suppose, you know? But yeah, it vapes nicely. So in a pinch, it'll work, but I would not want to just use these 100% of the time. I mean, going out, like I said, to a concert where you're worried they're going to confiscate it, or you're going to lose it or break it or drop it or whatever, this would be fine. However, oh, that's weird. Permanently, definitely not. On a regular basis, probably not. Like, I couldn't see myself using this thing every single day, day in, day out. It also has a weird second counter on it, like a timer. Not a timer, but, you know, like, yeah, I guess it is a puff counter, puff timer sort of thing. So that says how many seconds you're puffing on it. Let's see if I can get up to like 4 or 5 seconds. Four seconds. Not bad, not bad. But yeah, that is so loud and obnoxious and just, ugh, sounds not good to me. I don't like that at all. I don't want to like make any, like, jump to any conclusions right now, but it's like one of the most turbulent tanks I've ever used. Let's just say that for sure. The airflow itself is plentiful, but it's just, ugh, don't like it. Ugh, not a fan. I'm gonna mess around with it, obviously. Just try to cut it off ever so slightly and see if that helps. Yeah, see, once you cut it off about 1/6 of the way, smoothish, you know, way better than wide open though, like 1,000 times better. Still loud and whistly and not the greatest, but yeah, it's a lot better than what it was. That's for sure. Well, I guess that's kind of first impressions too. I should have done the bumper. Oh well. I was gonna do a beer for you guys today, but since I'm feeling like crap, I'm not gonna bother because I don't want to chance it. I really just want to go and take a nap, but it is what it is. Feeling better than this morning though. That's a definite. Let's see. What else do I have to talk about? I really don't have a lot going on right now. I mean, other than just planning for travel and that kind of thing. Like I said, I don't have many new products to mess around with. Hopefully they start flooding in pretty soon. But yeah, I'm starting to experiment a little bit, as you've probably seen, with the different types of videos that I've been putting out recently. But I'm going to kind of stick to my regularly scheduled programming, i.e. regular review videos, the First Look Fridays, which is a newer segment, and doing some either Wet Wicks Wednesday. I can't decide if I want to do that or not. Like, I don't know how many people would even care about that sort of thing, but kind of like an in-depth wicking tutorial, what have you. I just feel like I need to like drill it into people's heads. But the other videos that might be the future for Wednesdays are verses. I really like the idea of doing verses because it allows me to just kind of say my opinions without really being able to be persecuted by people saying like, well, you're wrong. It's like, this is my 100% opinion. Like, you really can't argue with that. So yeah, let's just go through here. We've got a couple new people joining us. Labworks, what's going on? He's in Oz. Big shout out to you for watching me. It's probably tomorrow there. The user abuser, Frank Wolf, of course, Frank Wolf. We were talking earlier on the Patreon Coffee Talk video. GSPD 550. Wow, can't talk today. Minnesota Clouds once again. Yeah, I think that's about it. Dark Side Vapes. I don't think I mentioned you earlier. Avenge Skater. What's going on? Joseph Paul. What's going on? Lethal Coils. How's it going, buddy? Dion 78. And I think that about catches us up. Man, I'm out of it today, you guys. So, I don't have a random review to talk about. I really don't have much else to say as far as segments goes, but I'd like to open this up as an opportunity to take as many questions as you guys can throw at me for the last half an hour of this show. Anything and everything. Oh, I was going to do the keyboard update. I got a new keyboard. Ta-da! Once again, starting off with a brand new Mac keyboard. Here's the old one with the stupid L key that is broken. Oops. Not that it matters anyways, it's broken. Yeah, so I got a new keyboard. It's expensive. Mac keyboards are way overpriced. But it needed to happen. Because I'm addicted to Mac stuff. But, yeah. I got a new one. That's the story, and I'm sticking to it. The old one. I have like 4 Mac keyboards now, just old junk ones I need to get rid of. I really want to go out to the range with my buddy and just put a couple holes in them. I think that would be very, very satisfying. Spike Vapes asks if I'm going to be at CVE Edmonton. When is that? That's in April, isn't it? March, April. Oh, that's like a week before I leave for Expo, so probably not. I was starting to plan on going to that one. Like, it was looking like I was going to go. But it turns out it's a week before Expo in the UK. So that would be hell travel schedule. I've done it before, going to one convention after the other, and I got so sick after the second one. I was just out for a week, just down for the count. Just your travel wears out your body, man. Let me tell you, it's just being in those metal tubes with a couple hundred other people just coughing and ugh, germ factories. And then you're just up super late and drinking way too much and just not getting any sleep. So it's just asking for trouble, conventions, and it's pretty rugged. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to make it to CVE Edmonton. I was planning on CVE Toronto again, but they aren't doing that one because of the new laws. Canada. Damn it, Canada, why do you have to ruin all the fun? And unfortunately, Canada, according to Frank Wolf, he said that Canada is kind of now following a lot in the footsteps of the US with the whole war on teens vaping sort of thing. After starting off really strong with following the UK kind of logic with, hey, this is way better for you than smoking. Maybe we should promote this. And then all of a sudden it was, oh, the kids. So someone please think of the children. Pisses me off to no end. So yeah, Kate Muth asks, are we playing any drinking games at the Stooge House after party? That's a very good question. What are your favorite drinking games? And that's a question for everybody. What's your favorite drinking game? Personally, some of my favorites are Never Have I Ever. I like King's Cup, beer pong, obviously, or Beirut, as some people call it. Never Have I Ever. I don't know. What else? We like to play. Oh, what did we call it? There was this weird game that we used to play. I totally forget what we called it, but there's you have a ping pong table and there's 4 cups of beer on all sides of the ping pong table, all corners. And what you do is you have dice. You have 2 dice in your hand, and you have to the one team has to throw them up. There's 2 teams of 2. So you have to throw them up a certain height. You know, it's got to be like over your head height or something. And then it has to hit the table, and then you have to catch the dice. That's the whole thing. The whole point of the game is to hit the table and fly off the table, and the other team wouldn't be able to catch it. So if you can't catch it, then you just take a quick little sip. And it's like a point, I guess. The other thing you could do is if you throw the dice up and it lands in the cup, then you have to chug it, and that's like 5 points. I forget the whole scoring method, but you play up to a certain amount, and it's very challenging because sometimes like the dice would just bounce every which way, and it's really hard to catch it, and when you're drunk, it's just like, whoa, and you fall over on yourself. Yeah, it's a fun game. I really need to learn what that thing was called, what that game was called. Let's see. Flippy Cup, yeah, Flip Cup. I like Flip Cup. I'm not the greatest at it. I feel like that's one of those games that you're better when you're drunk. And sometimes you're just like an ace. You're just boom, boom. You just nail them all in a row. Quarters. Yeah, I was going to say quarters too. Quarters is a good one. Just like, you know, bouncing them and everything. I'm decent at that, I'd say. Not from like any great distances or anything. We never actually played competitively. It was just like sitting in my buddy's kitchen, just sipping on beers and just seeing how many times we could do it in a row. But we never played like competitively, really. Jeopardy shots. It's Jeopardy with Jello shots instead of money. If you're good at trivia, you win, but you also lose. Interesting. That sounds complicated, Kate. So you're going to have to just lead the charge on that one. I am terrible. Like, I feel like we're going to need like some sort of like system with like sticky notes and stuff like that. Like, we're going to have a host. Any new bands you've been into? I don't know. I don't really listen to any new bands. I listen to a lot of like classic rock and stuff. Like, I don't know. Call me weird, but I mean, I do like modern stuff. Like, I like EDM. I've been listening to kind of old school Deadmau5 lately, which is weird. Just really, really old Deadmau5 before he got famous and when he was playing little tiny clubs in Canada. Yeah, that's what I've been into lately. I mean, I listen to top 40 in the car, but it's just noise, just background noise. I don't really listen to any bands in particular. Yeah. Weird question, but if I am constantly at a desk, would it be worth it to look into a mod/box that uses a power supply instead of batteries, aka the little booth mod setup at vape shows? Those tend to cost a couple $100 to thousands of dollars. So I don't know. As far as like a hardwired system, it would have to be a dedicated hardwired system. I would not recommend using a pass-through. Those are notoriously bad and very sketchy. So it would like you said, it would have to be one of those things that was built for specifically just having an actual power box sitting there and then having your vape hardwired into it, rather than something that's designed to be, you know, able to travel with you and then plugging it in at your desk. So if that's the case, if you are really passionate and really just want something that will never die on you, that would be freaking cool. And you could just sit at your desk and vape all day if your boss is cool with it. If that's not the case, then I would just say use a pod system or something like that. Just save battery life and all that. No one ever seems to use them for personal use. Just wondering your thoughts. Yeah. So that pretty much covers my thoughts on that matter. I think it would be really cool. Like if I had a desk job where my boss was cool enough to let me vape, then hell yeah, I would invest a couple $100 into a desk plug-in, you know, wall outlet kind of device. That's awesome. I would definitely do that. We used to play pool, and every time you sunk a ball, your opponent took a shot. Ooh, that would get bad. Oh, I'd get through maybe like 2 games before I'd be like, okay, I can't see anymore. But then again, yeah, I'm pretty terrible at pool, so there's that. Labworks, says I'll have to send you some of my old DJ sets from back in the day. Oh, what kind of like music did you play, Labworks? I'm kind of curious. I typically go for electro, house, stuff like that. Not necessarily drum and bass and hardstyle or anything, but sometimes I can handle that. Nick, is your shop open 7 days a week? Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Harry. My shop is open 7 days a week. I am there 5 of those 7 days. This is one of those days that I'm not there. Thank God. So I tend to have to deal with all of the issues, all the times that people are pissed off. They come into the shop, and I'm the one that has to talk them down. So yeah. Look into the avalanches. They are awesome. Okay. Interesting. I'm always down for suggestions. Like, I have a very eclectic style of, you know, music that I like. So just whatever comes across, you know, sometimes it's reggae, sometimes it's hip hop, sometimes it's rock, sometimes it's folk, even not necessarily country, but I'd say more folk and indie stuff. I really like old music, though. I like Johnny Cash. I like the Beatles. I like Zeppelin. I like punk rock, the Ramones, Misfits. Big Misfits fan. Misfits kind of popped into my head the other day, which is really weird. But I just started singing Where Eagles Dare. I'm just like, why? But yeah, I'm all over the place when it comes to music. Let's see. Andy Summerfield, what's going on? Detroit techno, minimal tech house. Oh, that's cool. I'm into that. I'm definitely into that. I like simple beats, chill steps, stuff like that. Like, everything has changed names. Like, I know a few old school DJs, and they're like, what's this crap nowadays that they have? It's all subgenres and blah blah blah, and it's just like, it's because the kids nowadays are just like, yo, it's EDM vibes. You vibing? Vibe this, vibe that. Good vibes. I don't know. That's my rant. Music ain't the same. Even techno's changed. Let's see. Kate Moth. Vape retail abuse is a special kind of retail abuse. I feel like me and Kate should have a show because we just bitch and complain about retail, like vape-wise, vape retail complaints. Like, listen, don't come into my shop and say, what's the best flavor? Okay? That is an unanswerable question. That's something where you just go, well, okay, so there's this one and there's this one. These are like best sellers. You know, this one, in my opinion, is really good, but then again, you might hate it. I can't stand that question now. I got a guy the other day that came in and was like, what's the best vape? And he's like, is it Juul? And I'm like, what? He's like, is Juul the best vape? I'm like, I don't know how to answer that. It's like, yes, if you want something ridiculously simple and tiny and, you know, half the cost of smoking, but no, if you want something that has adjustable power. Like, there's no good way to answer that question. Seriously, I could definitely do a podcast all about that. Yeah. Working at a vape shop is not as easy as it sounds. Like, everyone thinks okay, I'll say this. It's probably the best job in the world if you're a hardcore, like, hobbyist vapor. But it's also, like, a crappy job because you have to... It's basically retail. Well, it is retail. And everyone knows that retail sucks. So, there's that. But I like working at a shop. I help people every day, and just being able to do that makes it worth it for me. Most of the time, it's good experiences, but the bad ones take the place of like 10 good ones in my book. So, unfortunately, that is the case all too often. But at the end of the day, I just love helping people. This thing is ridiculously lightweight. Like, the total weight of this thing is probably the weight of the batteries in here. Maybe a little bit heavier, but yeah, ridiculously lightweight. So yeah, any more questions? I'm only going to be on for about 10 more minutes, but I would love to hear your questions, your suggestions, anything you guys want to talk about in particular, like completely random off-topic, not vape-related stuff, totally cool with me. These streams are not really planned, so I enjoy it that way. I like just kind of coming up with stuff off the top of my head and not having to really plan stuff out too much. Connie Fellows, what's going on? This is the VX200 box mod from Vape. They sent this thing to me for review, and that's what is going to be coming up on the channel pretty soon. So you'll see this in a couple of weeks. I'm going to mispronounce this, but it's Themis or Themis. What's up, Nick? Hi from Greece. What's going on? Thank you for joining me. It's still kind of early over there. It's not too late. So thanks for hanging out. And that goes for all of you as well. Thank you guys all for hanging out. You're awesome. We love you. It is very sleek, Connie. It reminds me of the Vapresso Revenger, like I said earlier. Super duper sleek. Plasticky, though. Very plasticky. You think you and Joel could overpower Homeboy OC? Well, I'm not the skinniest guy. I probably weigh about 250 or so. So I could just, try to tackle him and lay on top of him. And Joel could do the rest. I feel like that would probably be the most ideal situation. Just kind of like, bear hug him. He's tall, but not like super tall. Like, he's probably 5'11". I'd say that's like average, right? I don't know. What's average? But yeah, he's like 5'11"-ish, I think. Man, I don't remember. I haven't seen Dwayne in so long. Man. Aziz, yes, you can get 2 coils. Here, you can have 2 pre-made sub-ohm tank things. There you go. I'll send them right over. All the way to Kuwait. That's a good question, the user abuser, though. I like that one. Let's see. Dan Demir, how's it going? Dan, I could really use some memes, brother. I need some daily Vape TV memes. Dan is an excellent meme maker. He does a lot on salves. He's so quick, too. Dwayne could definitely bench 250. Yes, yeah, I think so. But in combination with Joel, I think we have a fighting chance at the very least. But yeah, I love Dwayne. I miss him. And over there in Greece, it is apparently 11 p.m., which is kind of late, I guess. See, I'm always up until like 3 in the morning anyway, so it's not even a big deal. Sean Typhon, me, and you, Kate, should discuss a Shop Talk live stream. We could do that. I feel like I'm on camera enough as it is, though. You guys are probably getting sick of my face. Maybe only do it every 2 weeks instead of weekly to keep things easier to coordinate. Yeah, we'll talk off camera and all that. I don't know. I've already got so much stuff going on. It's tough to commit to other projects at this point, but that's something I want to do. It's like shop talk. And we can have different things for every episode. Oh man, that's cool. It's probably, it would be like a vape magazine, how like pretty much no one reads vape magazines. It's just people in vape shops. So other people that work in vape shops would listen in and be like, oh my God, yes. So they could at least, sympathize with us a little bit. So what happened to Demo from the crew? Demo decided to leave Vape Stew to pursue a medical career. He's been studying a bunch of stuff recently, and I think he's enrolling in classes for the next semester. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's in medical school yet, but I think he's got to do a whole bunch of other stuff before he even does any of that. He said he's like applying for like internships or temps or something like that, like just for I forget the words he used. There's certain hours, you have to get a certain amount of hours like shadowing or something like that before you can go for your to be like a doctor, I guess. So I guess that what he's doing right now is helping that. I don't know exactly what he's doing. It's kind of medical jargon to me, but that's the latest from what I've heard. But he's doing all right. He's doing his thing, and he's having fun for now. Let's see. I read vape magazines, but I work in a vape shop. So yeah, there you go. Has Sherlock left the Stooges? Well, he's left the Supreme Stooges. He's not on the show anymore. But he has a lot of stuff going on, personal stuff that I'm not going to get into. And he hasn't really even said to us or anything, but I've like noticed it. So he's kind of busy doing that, which is, hey, everyone's got stuff going on. But I've seen him pop up on Instagram and stuff like that, Sherlock, and he's doing all right. So he appears to be doing all right. No more day trade demo. I guarantee he's still doing that because he can do that on his phone at 3 in the morning. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's how he pretty much does it. The stew has had its first drama. I mean, there's plenty of drama in the stew, I suppose, but nothing major that we can't get over or work on. So no big deal there. No harm, no foul. I try to stay out of it, honestly. If I see drama, I'm just like, nope. Nope, not dealing with that at all. I'd rather bow out than deal with drama. But yeah, that's pretty much the status right now of the stew. We're still kind of working on a few things as far as sponsors and stuff like that. Like, I mean, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the sponsor kind of thing has been way downplayed recently. So I'm not sure what we're gonna do about that, but in either case, we're working on stuff, or Stan is, I suppose. I'm not. I put minimal effort into the stew. Not gonna lie. I show up barely. Sometimes I get caught napping before the stew. Yes, there I said it. I wake up. It's like 9:55 my time. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, supposed to be on a show in 5 minutes. So sometimes it is hashtag my fault. I'm not gonna lie, but other times it's definitely Stan's fault. 100%. It's almost never Swaggin's fault. Let's put it that way. Just because I always jump on the show and it's at least Swaggins and Stan just sitting there talking about their high-end mods. The big question is, for Dire Thing says, I think sponsors are backing off from the USA at this point. The thing of it is, how does a vape show really help your really help your business grow? You know, okay, you have a couple hundred people watching a show that are exposed to a brand that they wouldn't normally be exposed to. But like, what does that turn into as far as profit margins? You know, like, let's say the audience for this stew is around 250 people and 5 people go to your website and purchase e-liquid after watching that. You know, like, what's the percentage of return versus investment? And honestly, that just completely does my head in, because I just don't even want to deal with that. I like doing shows for fun. I like doing shows because it's enjoyable and I get to hang out and interact with you guys that are the consuming public. And I like doing shows to answer a bunch of questions all at once. Just get a lot of information out there all at one time and be able to, you know, just hang out. That's the fun part for me. But that about does it for me, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this show. I'm gonna have to come up with an outro splash screen kind of thing. I'm gonna have a better intro maybe and a better outro. Put a little bit more effort into it. But who knows? This whole daily Vape TV live stream experience thing is new to me, so who knows where it'll go at this point. Stay tuned for, what should we call our show, Kate? I don't even know. Shop talk. I don't know. But with that, like I said, thank you guys so much for hanging out. We will catch you next. Nope, can't do it next week. I will be traveling. I won't be home until late. So the week after that, I guess it'll be the week after that, we're going to do another live stream. Couple of weeks. But yeah. As always, guys, vape on.